Hello and welcome back to the Eggplant Podcast, a podcast where we eggplants talk about stuff. I'm Marie from Nadagishi.
I'm Shinso Blue.
And I'm chaotic.
Second episode. Yay!
Woohoo!
Now, how was everybody's week? That seems like a boring question, but Shin, how was your week?
It's all been sort of alright. Not too much necessarily to mention at least for myself. Just sort of the usual and all that.
Right.
For me.
Chaotic?
Aside from work just kicking me in the butt, it's been alright.
And mine's just been... it's been alright too. I was off on Thursday and Friday. And I'm going to be off on Monday and Tuesday. Which means more time to
Lucky.
edit. Yay.
Lucky.
Like, lucky kuroi da yo?
Yep. Yep, I mean, I got used to her, at least in Tekken a little bit, surprisingly.
It's funny, I love playing as her, but I hate fighting her.
Be with the law player. They'll be
Well, honestly, just me.
They'll be spamming like Dragon's Fist every now and then. God, stop! Stop it! Stop it!
Just definitely for me, just like most of the time, it's just like me playing a fighting game against, well, anybody. I'm not that great at fighting games.
It's okay, me too.
I at least try to be mildly decent at the character that I'm touching, just so I can like at least hold my own. But I'm not gonna call myself a fucking pro. I'll probably flex like a combo, but other than that, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, at least even I just sort of like try to learn at least like somebody at least decently well that I can actually do stuff with them and not be like flailing around.
Recently I have been playing more and more as Harang, and I like playing as him a lot. I think he's average, but definitely miles better than Gigas. but yeah.
Yep.
So welcome to another segment of shilling our stuff with Marie, Shin, and Chaotic. What thou shall whatever us shill about?
Well, at least I guess just the recent release at least is just the Azure Lane Crosswave.
Yes.
It just simply just for me, just especially, I've played the Azure Lane mobile game for at least a decent while, and I really do enjoy it. Even watched the anime for it, so definitely, at least Azure Lane fans, check it out. It's pretty fun. Still at the beginning of the game, though, for me. I haven't even gotten Belfast yet.
Don't worry, you'll get there. After Chapter 2, trust me. You also get
Alright.
Illustrious if you like her too.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully soon.
Meh.
And so that's at least one thing which at least I want to say get it.
Oh, and don't forget to claim Neptune.
Oh right. Right. Because Neptune's only available for about a month. Like she's going to be like after March 31st, you will no longer be able to claim Neptune from Hyperdimension Neptunia.
That's so weird.
Yeah, just the only reason I know why is just because in Japan she was a pre-order bonus, so they had to do something similar in America, and I believe also Europe.
Oh, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, I've never actually seen something like that, honestly. Honestly, like most of the time it's just like you'll get like a DLC, like a DLC pass, which can only be redeemed which can be redeemed. But I've never seen like a DLC actually go away.
Yeah,
You think maybe it could just be like a limited time thing where like should be sold later on?
Well, at least they claim that will not be the case.
I think I saw something similar with Gundam Versus, where like one of the Gundams were available for like I think a month. I might be wrong on this, or probably as pre-order bonuses. And
pre-order
still
bonus
haven't.
at least pre-order bonus I can understand, but admittedly it's still odd to hear that it's just like this DLC is only going to be available for a limited amount of time, and then it's going to be gone forever.
Yeah.
It is very weird. That's a strange practice, and I kind of hope it doesn't catch on.
Yeah, even I can agree. I mean, we already have things like even like Fortnite, the Battle Pass, where you have some of the content being exclusive to it.
And you have to do like certain challenges in like a certain time frame, and then once that season's over, you can't get that content. So if you really like that one skin, you have to kind of hope to God that they sell it again. They actually sell it as a DLC, or you have to grind your ass off.
Right.
Excuse me.
Right.
Hey, but yeah, anything else anybody needs to shill?
Resident Evil
Not
2?
much on my end. I mean, Crosswave, I guess. But other than that, it's kind of niche to me, at least. You kind of wouldn't. Well, if you somewhat know me, you wouldn't expect me to play these types of games. But have you guys heard of the Sniper Elite series?
Sniper
Elite?
I think I actually know Sniper Elite.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
So
I just have to see quick. Yeah, I have V2 myself.
okay, so this game back when back in the early, I wouldn't say early, but like they had like these Steam and inspection like for the zombie things back when the whole Nazi zombie thing was a craze because of Call of Duty. I had a cousin who had all the expansions of this zombie storyline, right? And I love playing this shit to death. And it's funny. I love the X-ray kill cams. And then the recent game called Zombie Army 4 just came out, and it's super. Like, it's well polished. Yeah. It's really good, and I enjoy it. Plus, it's fucking funny. Like, it doesn't take itself seriously. It's slapstick. Plus, it's funny when you get like an X-ray kill cam of a zombie's nuts just exploding. It's
then.
And plus, you can do that to Hitler, and it's glorious. Zombie Hitler, you can shoot him in the nuts, and you can see his nuts explode in full like HD glory.
Well then,
I didn't expect that. It's fun. It's 4-player co-op. The only issue is the recent game for PC players. I feel sorry for you guys, but unfortunately, it's an Epic Store exclusive on PC.
Oh no.
So my condolences, because I was actually planning on getting this for PC, but once I realized it's an Epic Store exclusive, I'm like, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, just even as much as I might want to get it, even I'm apprehensive about getting it from the Epic Games Store myself.
And the funny part is, the PS4 version actually supports mouse and keyboard support.
Really?
Yeah, there's an option to literally use this mouse and keyboard bindings and stuff. I'm like, whoa, hold, and you can even unlock the frame rate to making 60 frames per second and stuff like that. Really, I'm like, whoa, what the hell?
That's actually impressive sounding. I mean, I know like Xbox was actually gonna get like mouse and keyboard support. Cause
like the game natively is 30 frames per second, but I saw like an option that says unlock the frame rate. I'm like, oh, this is probably just gonna it's gonna make it run better, but I didn't expect it to run at a constant 60. I mean, there's some dips, but it's at a 60 on a base PS4. That's impressive. It's very impressive. So, it's 4-player co-op. It's fun. You gotta, if you have friends on PS4, get it. It's really good. Other than that, that's pretty much just my shilling.
It's for me. Not too much, but Resident Evil 2, I know I shilled it last time, but I've been replaying it again, but I've been going through Leon A and Claire B. I'm currently on Claire B right now. I'm trying to save Sherry.
Nice.
and well, I think I forgot a few. I think I got everything I need, including like the spark shot. I think ? But the only problem is I did not get the Mr. Raccoon thingamajig at the orphanage. Like the raccoons in the orphanage, and that's a bit of a problem because I need to 100% the game and also get like this one weapon that's basically that have infinite ammo. And
Oh, don't worry about it. Trying to spot those little raccoon fuckers, it's a little tough. I'll admit they're well hidden. I mean, that's kind of the point, really, but they are really well hidden. I didn't expect the developers to kind of go out of the way to make you be like, where the fuck is this raccoon bit?
Honestly, I don't even recall actually seeing it too much on my one playthrough for it. Like, I may have seen like one or two, but I don't think I ever shot any of them myself.
Oh, I don't blame you, dude. They're kind of hard to find, but once you kind of like, to be honest with you, I looked up a guide for those. When it comes to shit like that, plus when you work too with a schedule like mine, you kind of don't have to do for that anymore.
yeah.
So I just said fuck it. I kind of tend to refrain from using guides, but when it comes to stuff like that, I'm just like, I don't have time for this. I'm sorry.
That's basically me with like the Ghost Survivors DLC, or free, or DLC in air quotes because it's basically free.
Right.
But oh yeah, I've also been doing the Ghost Survivors DLC. I haven't beaten them. I've only tried them in training because I don't have really fast reflexes.
Training mode's really good if you want to like start getting serious about doing the actual run. So it's really good to just start practicing. I that's all I did. The only one I haven't finished is the final one at the gas station.
What's his face? I forgot what it is called. Oh, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I've unlocked it, but that's pretty much it, I guess. But I would like to shill about Tekken, but I think I've shilled way too much last week.
Like, well, hey, maybe you'll come back to it another time.
Yeah, hopefully when the new character, Fuckum Ram, comes out. Oh, it always felt like I said fuck your mom. Please don't. But speaking of which, I forgot to mention, I did make some, as I forgot to mention this on my week, but for how my week was, but I did make some stuff in Photoshop, and I already showed one to you guys. Basically, it's Jin Kazama's reindeer and one of his win quotes, "You're a joke." But there is one I made, and it's actually pretty cursed. I've never shown this to anybody at all, but I'm giving this the exclusive Eggplant Podcast scoop. So, y'all ready?
I'm scared.
Okay. Behold, my masterpiece!
Oh my god. Oh my god, what have you done to Dimitri?
You know Ogre, right? He's the god of fighting. And he's the main antagonist of Tekken 3, right? And
Okay.
he has another form. Where he's basically this monster. And I think he also has another form in Devil Within. But honestly, I don't really care about Devil Within. I'm pretty sure this is the true ogre. Like, and basically Dimitri's true form.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm putting this in the thumbnail.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, then again, just like for me, even my own stuff, which I make sometimes, I blame Labyrinth for this. Actual part of a quote from Labyrinth.
Triggered. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, at least just one thing, actually, just for me, also to just sort of chill in a way, is actually on the 20th or the 21st for Europeans. Is actually Under Night in Birth EXE late clear. It's the newest expansion for the Under Night games. Game's a pretty awesome fighting series.
Yeah. And if you want, I'd recommend you check out Dr. Clone PhD's review of Under Night. At least its previous iteration, latest.
Wait,
Yeah.
he reviewed Under Night?
Yeah, Under Night latest.
I think that was his first.
You're gonna have to link me his video on this. I'm interested to hear his thoughts on this one.
All right.
It was actually one of his. I think it was his first review. But yeah, shout out to Dr. Colin PhD. Hey.
Thank you for the SomniFiles shill.
Master of shills.
Unlimited shill works.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, as I joke about it, just unlimited chill works.
All right. Anyways, I think that's it for shilling. And now we're going to move this segment into Waifu Simp Fest Part 2.
Yes.
Well, at least we know Chaotic's got something he needs to get out.
Chaotic, I
Yes.
think you should get it out.
Oh god. I was hoping to save the best for last, but if you insist.
Right ahead.
I mean, aside from just the obvious, simping of the usual stuff, there's a special new waifu on the horizon that just dawned on us all. By the name of ProjektMelody. And it's totally, the reason why I simp this person is not because they look like Natsu from fucking Kempha. It's just, it's a virtual, well, quote-unquote virtual cam girl. I know how that sounds, but think about it. Someone has actually managed to erase the stigmatism of what it is to be a cam girl and everything that comes with it, and be able to be #1 on ChatterBait and be completely anonymous doing it. And guess what, guys? E-girls, cam girls, porn models on that site are pissed. And they fucking make controversies about this chick, trying to get, they were, like, adding ChatterBait to ban her and stuff like that. I'm like, no, you just need to step up your game. You need to make yourselves more interesting. The competition now has been raised. And it probably won't be topped unless someone else who knows how to code can get there.
I'm plain simple. This is the next level of technology. The
future is now. That's all you need to guys know. The future is now.
I mean, the next step, I'm pretty sure, would just be like just like a perfectly programmed AI. Doing it. Then there's nobody even behind it. That would actually be both almost amazing and almost scary.
I know,
at the
right?
same time. Like, jeez.
But I think this ProjektMelody person, I think she's going to be the only cam girl I watch. I mean, what? No, you didn't hear anything. Y'all didn't hear anything.
Also, stick around for the music. She plays some bopping ass tunes, dude.
Yes. but to all the e-girls, like the out there.
Stay mad, yo.
Yeah. Who's mad?
Like, legit, stay mad.
Like, who's mad? Who's mad? Who's mad? Who's mad?
But yeah, I highly doubt you ever come across this podcast, but shout out to ProjektMelody, man.
Yeah.
You marketed a fucking... You are smart, girl. You are smart. You knew what you were doing, and I fucking love you for it. That is some amazing shit, right?
Hey, yeah, boy. He stands just like how Ota stands A set. Oh wait. Oh, I think we're going to get to that later, but anyways, time for our more regular waifu simp fest. Senran Kagura Yuyaki.
Right, I've been seeing that a bit more lately.
I think it's because of like her voice. Like her voice, I like how it goes from a quiet, shy girl, like a very soft and quiet voice, into this really adult, like really brash voice.
Well, dang.
Yeah, she kind of has like a split personality, and I kind of like it for that. So that's cool. Also, I ship Yuyaki with Leo. Just saying.
But yeah, but just at least for probably my own Simfest thing, it would just be actually just recently just Kiyohime from Fate Grand Order. Because at least at like the time when we're actually talking about this, there's actually like a Valentine's Day event where it's just like you basically make chocolate for everything, and just like one part of it is actually you can actually get like special like items which allows you to actually get or receive chocolate from actually your characters. Like you receive chocolate from the various girls in there, and then the you can also receive or give chocolate to the guys. But simply for me, like I always get like the random ones, and just I got the one for Kiyohime, and she gives you chocolate, and well, the chocolate is her. Like seriously, they actually call her special chocolate craft essence Kiyohime with ribbons.
Oh wow.
Ribbons, like honestly for me, I do like Yuhime. I have my own like story for her, just like she was one of my early favorite Fate Grand Order characters, and definitely she's really cute and all that. So definitely she's a little not quite right in the head. I mean, granted, she is a berserker, but definitely just like if I show you like a picture of like a Kiyohime and I tell you she's a berserker, I'm pretty sure it'd just be like, I don't believe you. But I swear, she is a berserker.
Not believe you.
but just seriously.
Basically, Kiyohime may count as a yandere.
Yeah, no kidding. And especially with...
Right. Anything more to simp for?
Natsuru Senna from Kempo.
And why?
Because just watch the fucking anime.
that I can get behind.
And you'll see why we simp Natsuru Senna.
Right.
Or you can just go to my Twitter and just look at my Waifu Wednesday, you'll see why.
Right. And also, speaking of Kempa simping, Kaede! Just kidding, Mikoto.
Don't scare us like that, Marie.
Oh, okay, that was the stupidest laugh ever. I am sorry. And Jin, your Kempa waifu?
Well, at least for me, it'd probably be besides being Natsuru, would probably be Akane.
I
don't know. I just kind of like her, just especially just like Like her Kempa personality is just actually awesome. Also, I just like how she looks. I mean, also, have you seen like the like her cowboy outfit that she wears during like the school festival?
Yes, it's glorious.
Oh, heck yeah.
And also, just to get her being adorable, just like when she's in her non-Kempa form.
Yes. Also, her voice in both languages, cute.
At least probably just the other one for me is just basically because I mentioned the Azure Lane. I just have to talk about the Azure. Basically, shout out to all the Azure Lane ship boos. Particularly, let me just say for me at least, the 3 big words: Belfast titty milk. Still need to get her.
Yes. And I think there's another shipfu that you like. And starts with a P and ends with Prince Eugen.
Or Eugen.
Eugen.
Or honestly, it's just like weird because she's a German ship, and I'm not sure entirely how German pronunciation works.
Probably very angry. Crazy Uga! Something like that.
Honestly, I actually remember reading like somebody who was actually looking at it, who was actually talking about Azure Lane, but I think he didn't understand the full context. And he's just like, "Why is it Prinz Eugen? Shouldn't it be like Prinzessin Eugen? Because it's a girl." When somebody did point out, it's just like, that's just the name of the ship. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's the ship for you uncultured swine.
Right. Hold on.
But also at least I know between us, Chaotic, also for us, we're both a big fan of Sirius.
Yes.
Okay, I can confirm it's Prince Eugen.
Okay. Okay,
but yeah, but an anime clip.
I just put it in Google Translate, and then I played it, and then it said Prince Eugen.
I see. But Prince is also good. I mean, actually, I mean, at least I'll point out, actually, the funny story is actually, I didn't actually notice her Prince Eugen, that she actually had a mole on her boob until I played with her model in a VR chat.
Yes, I was. Yours truly was the one who pointed it out.
Yeah, I mean, I even remember, like, at that time, I actually had to go back and look at actually her art from Azure Lane. I'm just like, oh my god, has that actually been there the whole time?
Absolutely, it has been.
But yeah, that happened.
And I don't have any more waifus to simp at, so let's move on to our next segment, topics. That's it. That's topics for the week. And our first one involves the new Ashen Wolves DLC for Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, there won't be any spoilers, but we'll give out our first impressions. I'm just going to say, it's tough.
Agreed.
And, yeah.
I mean, it's just especially just tougher just because of the, just because your cast is limited because you can actually, because normally you can recruit characters and then you can also develop them out in the game in Fire in the normal Three Houses. In this one, you're only limited to actually about 11 characters. And you can't even develop them to like their different classes. They're all static.
Like their canon class, I guess.
No, you can change them, but their options are limited to very selections. I mean, I'll just point out at least just as one thing. I would not imagine Claude as a wyvern rider. But that's serious. But I'm not kidding. That is one of the things which Claude has. Like, I mean, I switched it on my end, so he's a sniper.
It's still weird, but in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining, but it's just like, I just would not have imagined Wyvern Rider Claude.
Well, have you got into the time skip in Golden Deer, Shin?
Not yet.
He does switch to that clause, but he's still Bo, but he just rides a wyvern. I don't know why. It's just he just now has a pet dragon.
Huh. Well, I didn't know that. It's just not something which I would have personally imagined myself.
Me either. I didn't picture him as that type of archer. Oh god, I'm thinking. What was he, a fucking Fate Serpent now?
That
would be a cool like AU thing. I'm not the type of person to do that, but that would be a cool AU thing, like alternate universe thing. Like he's an archer class.
Yeah, but also at least for me, I am liking the new cast members that we get: Yuri, Happy, Balthus, and Constance.
And Yuri in particular has gotten my huge interest. Like,
honestly, me too. Honestly.
Not to mention, he's voiced by Alejandro Saab, aka Kaki Films. AKA...
Why does he voice all the pretty boys?
Exactly. Because it's Alejandro Saab. I think that's
like, if you ever looked up all his previous roles, he always voices like the hot guys.
I think he voiced... I don't think Bakugo, but I might be wrong. I have not watched My Hero Academia, but...
Right.
Let me double check if... But also, I think Constance is becoming my best girl.
I see.
Oh, no, I was wrong.
Hard to top Bayless.
No, it's actually Clifford Chapman. I am so sorry to any My Hero Academia fans out there.
Granted, at least me looking at him, he was in My Hero Academia, but as sort of like a side character. If I'm seeing it right,
now
anyway.
He's a Fire Emblem house leader.
Yep, he may as well be a Fire Emblem house leader.
I mean, he was also... I mean, Alejandro was also Rorak in... I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but he was in Pokemon Masters. And also JoJo Golden Wind as Sail. And amongst other things. Yeah, don't look at
me, I'm not an expert.
Also, he's in
I've only seen the anime adaptation up to Stardust Crusaders. The rest, I just continue with the manga. I'm not saying that the annotations are bad, it's just I've been keeping up with the source material for so long that I'm just used to it.
Understandable, but it's still fun for what little I've seen. But yeah. But yeah, also Happy, I really like her design. And honestly, her voice is actually a lot more realistic, if I'm being honest.
She's cute.
Yeah. She's a lot more grounded and more realistic. Like, it kind of reminds me of Resident Evil 2, who's voice acting in a way. But that's...
Well, notably, at least the voice actress, if I remember right, was supposed to be Christine Marie Cabanos.
Yeah. She does an amazing job playing Happy. And also the big dude, I forgot his name. Balthus. He's amazing. I like him a lot.
Is he the dude with the exposed nips?
Yeah, he's the guy with the open abs.
Yes.
So he's woke then. Nice.
But yeah, Ashen Wolves, it's good so far. But
yep.
Next up on our list, we have Leroy Smith nerfs.
I have the season pass. I don't know. I just haven't been motivated to play Tekken. But from what I've seen of Leroy Smith, he is a fucking badass. Like, I want to play him already, but I don't know. I'm just so exhausted to relearn a fighting game at this point.
I mean, at least for me with Leroy, I mean, I played against Marie with when she used Leroy, and jeez, he could be a pre-patch. He could be a beast.
Yeah, he's pretty much god. He was god tier in his initial release, and even when he got on nerf, he was still pretty much triple S tier, like Devil May Cry triple S.
Dang.
Yeah, but there was a new patch like an emergency patch for Leroy, and I'm gonna put it up on screen. I'm pretty sure our fighting game enthusiasts might understand this, but for those who don't know, he's actually going to be a normal character. Like, he's still, from what I've heard, from what I've played of Leroy now, he's still strong, but he isn't like super duper god tier levels of good. But he's an improvement over the previous patch, if I'm being honest, because let's be honest, after Evil Japan, what happened at Evil Japan, I pretty much switched to Elisa, and then right now, Halang. But yeah, nice. Leroy is actually becoming a good character. Actually, just a normal Tekken player. Character. What?
It's close enough.
That's enough. But definitely, even me just briefly looking at the patch notes myself is just like, geez, they really got rid of a lot of stuff. Yeah.
The stuff for him, just dang.
Right.
I've seen the horror stories.
And I did play against Yushin.
Right.
Chaotic. You're next.
What, for Tekken?
Bro,
I would have to learn a 3D fighter again.
Who did you main in Tekken 7 before you sort of dropped it?
I was mostly a Lily player. I used to, at least back from my childhood knowledge, there were two characters that I somewhat played and kind of just never... Because the thing is, I've only played a couple of Tekken games. I played Tekken 1, 3, and Tekken Tag Tournament, and I never picked up any Tekken game until 7. So that's how ancient I am.
Well, hey, you have more experience with Tekken than I am, because the first Tekken game I practically really played was Tekken 7.
Oh, jeez.
And technically I got into it for just like that comedically the worst reasons, just because it was DSP.
Oh god. Fun fact, I actually ran into DSP in Tekken once. I'm not sure if it was him or not, but I recognized the anywhere. And it was the only time I actually played Tekken online aside from fighting my buddy Ash. But I actually kicked this quote-unquote DSP guy. And I want to say it's him, at least I want to make myself feel better. But then again, I thought DSP.
Yeah, just at least me mentioning for me, at least on mains, mostly it's just Elisa. Mostly just because she was the first character who I kind of learned a little bit. But again, comedically, mainly just because DSP hated her. But then it's just like a little bit. I did try branching out to other characters, and at least I've sort of started getting used to characters like Lucky Chloe and also Negan. I mean, just especially just Negan's quotes.
Oh, Negan is like a fucking treasure, dude.
Yeah, I mean, just like I love his voice actually. Just like it sounds like really, really chilling.
It is, and the fact that they actually got the actual actor to do this shit is awesome.
But like his quotes are I've actually seen clips of his Negan's first appearance in The Walking Dead, and honestly, some of the quotes feel out of context. Like,
They're great.
Yeah, it just feels hilarious. Like, pissing our pants yet? Like he appears, like one of his opening quotes, and he just appears, and then that's it. Just that.
I mean, then again, also just like other fun lines are just like the ones that he does, like when he does his rage art.
Oh, look at that! Taking it like a champ.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, and also.
Oh, I think it's from one of the episodes. I think that's from his most infamous moment.
Right.
And he kills off a very key member of the main cast, and it's funny. He whacks him so fucking hard with his bat. He's still technically alive with a good chunk of his brain out, and he's still like in the crouching position, and he's like, "Damn, taking it like a champ." I'm like, "Damn." I'm like, Negan does not fuck around.
Yeah, I mean, especially just like even like some of his moves where it's just almost like he's digging into his opponent's head with some moves. I mean, even his quote is like, "Feels good, sounds good."
And like, speaking of Negan too, at least in Tekken, it's so funny seeing an almost photorealistic man next to like these fucking Tekken characters.
Like a robot. Like a robot.
A panda, fucking Akuma from Street Fighter, Geese Howard, and fucking Noctis is all like Square Enix pretty boy shit. I'm like, I love you, Tekken. Never change. Never fucking change.
I mean, we do. I mean, then again,
like Negan is such a random, some people argue unnecessary thing, but the beauty about fighting game crossovers is how stupid it is, and I love that.
Honestly,
I love
any
crossovers like that.
Yeah, crossovers can be very fun. Fun if they're done right.
Also, I was about to mention, like for Tekken things, the language barrier does not exist.
Right.
We literally have Xiaoyu who speaks Japanese. He's understand Panda, who literally specializes in growls.
A Swedish man who speaks Japanese, a fucking Russian robot that speaks Japanese.
I mean, heck, you even have characters just like speaking to each other in other languages, yet they're perfectly able to understand each other.
It's the best. And like and probably like Mokujin. I think in Tekken in their Tekken 5 interludes, he had this knocking sounds. He speaks in knocking sounds. Like that's literally it. I think one of the characters understand him. I mean, then again, I think he does use telekinesis or something, but it's still funny.
I see.
But yeah, Leroy Smith works. Also, look forward to Fakuron.
Right.
Anyway, let's talk about we talked about a controversy last week. Now let's talk about another controversy, but it's a dumb one. If we're being honest, it's basically the SomniFiles got review bombed.
Yeah,
on Metacritic.
I mean, I actually saw the story myself, and it's just like, how did this even?
This is simping on a whole nother level.
Yeah, which I will say, at least as my own as just my own chill, please play the SomniFiles. It's great. Probably at least one of my favorite games from 2019.
I still need to play it, but I heard it's Kino.
It's very fucking Kino, dude.
It's really good.
It's really good.
But anyway, for the story of what happened on Metacritic, it was actually review bombed. Like, it actually went from like a 8 review score to like almost just like a little over 1. one basically like that bad. Like there was always just like the whole questioning, at least during that whole time, just like what was happening. Like I think like one group, like some people actually believe, for example, like there was like people because there's like one scene in the game where they actually mention LGBT stuff.
Basically in a positive way. Like saying how good they are.
Yeah, like there were some people that actually complained about that. That's just about it, and some people actually believe that the review bombing was actually due to some of those people complaining about it. Which I'll point out for that one, guys, one scene.
It's
and it makes sense
optional.
in context.
Yeah.
But
the funny part about the translation of the SomniFiles, if you actually dig in closer, it's a pretty how they handle the translation for that game. It's almost a one-for-one translation of the game. So, what that LGBT scene is actually said almost word for word, even in its original Japanese language. So the people say, "Oh, it's ham-fisted. Oh, it's catering to the." No, it's not. It's just the creator of the game trying to just show some love and support to like these people. And like by the time the game happens, it's in the distant future. Like the stigmatism people have against LGBT by that time frame is going to be like at an all-time low. But it'll still be around. But it won't be as like high as it is people freaking out about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, at least continuing on with the sorry, go ahead, Marie.
That's when the story kind of takes a strange turn.
Yeah.
Plus, it's optional. It's an optional line too.
But simply like the plot twist that Marie mentions, it actually turned out in the end for the story, the review bombing was done by one guy. And it's not for the reason that people were thinking. It turns out his reasoning for why he did it, as he claims himself, was actually twofold. One was he wanted to actually highlight issues with Metacritic's user review system. A system like basically like how it's almost like almost anybody can actually sign up as many number of times as they want to and just do whatever they want. And all of that.
Yeah, and I mean, look at what happened to Astral Chain. Like it got review bombed to hell and back.
Yeah, like that's actually one which I'll actually admit myself. That's decent, at least as a point out. But this other reason is where it becomes what?
Yeah.
Because the other reason why he did it was because he was upset about how the game handled Iris, one of the main characters of the game.
Yes.
I would discuss exactly what it is, but that starts to border into spoiler territory. And again, I say please play the SomniFiles.
Basically, he pretty much simps for Iris.
Yeah,
on a whole new level. Even I don't know if it's the same way Ota does it, but I think this is Ota 2.0.
Well, at least considering some of Ota's actions and comparing it in this way, it's almost similar, scarily enough, when I think about it.
Ah.
But yeah, that happened.
Honestly, I mean, let's be clear. You can like fictional characters. I mean, that's not a problem at all. I mean, all of us here, we pretty much simp for fictional characters like all the time. But there is a certain line to cross, like, and even when like for example, Danganronpa, we have characters that I absolutely adore, like Chiaki, Celeste, heck, Kokichi. And FYI, Kokichi is the best Danganronpa character, and you cannot change my mind.
also, at least for me, even pointing out just like Kyoko, particularly also Kyoko Kirigiri.
But, and well, I mean, yes, I do did go too far with my simping, like Nicole Amalfi from Gundam and V from DMC. I posted them a lot, but I pretty much grown out of the phase. I still love them as characters, but not in the same way. But at least I don't review bomb as a quote-unquote review bomb something or do anything egregious because of your fictional crush or quote-unquote social experiment or whatever.
Yeah, like it's again sort of like as I understood, it's just like saying like to highlight the issue with the Metacritic review score. That's fine. Sometimes it's actually good to illustrate that, but for the reason with Iris,
you're pretty much obsessed with a fictional character, like super duper 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 obsessed.
But still, just it's something which was very surprising.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, and this reason alone, I'm actually even more interested in the SomniFiles.
Do it.
And I think it reached top charts in Nintendo eShop or Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
really know.
Well, at least I think it's actually even on Metacritic. Actually, like they actually removed the move that guy's review scores from it, and I believe actually one of the really high ranking games on the Nintendo Switch section on user score right now. Like me actually trying to look at it now. It's actually the second game. Actually, the second game in user score. Score on the Nintendo Switch. As I point out, just behind Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yes, Five Nights at Freddy's. He's go crazy.
Wait, it came out on the Switch?
Yeah,
they have 1, 2, 3, and 4 on Switch.
Okay,
like...
I didn't know that. That's weird but cool for people who want to play it on the Switch. I didn't know. Holy shit, I'm outdated on my news.
Well, now you know. It's now
Yep.
You can actually get scared on the go.
God, no. But I'm like, yo, Koei Tecmo, Fatal Frame to the Switch.
Yeah. Also, Konami, bring back Rumble Roses.
Nah,
And
they're
put
too
it on
busy doing
Switch.
pachinko machines and shit.
Dang it!
You'll probably see a Rumble Roses pachinko machine, but like an actual game, yeah. No. They stopped doing games a long time ago.
Yeah, I did. Honestly, just with mentions of Rumble Rose more recently, I just do need to feel like I do need to at least try the games myself.
Oh, they're really fun.
For reasons, perfectly valid reasons.
And because they're actually pretty solid.
I honestly want to play them because of Noble Rose.
Yeah, I've at least heard even myself at least decent things actually about the Rumble Roses games myself even.
I mean, for people who don't know, it's actually developed by the same people who've done the WWE games for years.
Yeah.
Well, then again, we've had reasons with some of the recent WWE games, as I understand.
Well, yeah, they left during 2020. 2K wanted nothing to do with the company Ukes, and Ukes is like, okay, we'll just make our own independent, games, or like we'll do our own fucking
And and from what I know, that went well.
Go watch. If you want to know, go watch Matt McMuscle's video on, I think the latest game, or I don't know. I think it is something.
Just type in WWE 2K20 glitches, and you'll see one.
Yeah, just I've seen it a little bit myself, and just like me looking at it, just like somebody approved of this.
Yep. And it's funny because 2K19
who was developed by Yuke's, is actually heading in a great direction. It was, kind of revitalizing the game. And I'm a big wrestling fan, if people didn't know that. I grew up with it. And when I saw 2020, I'm like, oh god, no, honey, no, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I even remember actually for that game myself, I actually heard there was actually, I remember, a bug which could actually stop the game from working in 2020.
Yep. The game failed to work in its intended branded year. Let that sink in, guys.
Okay, so play Rumble Roses instead. Rumble Roses XX. Or a past WWE game. That's actually pretty good. I think I remember seeing you stream one of the games, like Games of Chaotic. I don't remember which one. I think it was the 2017 version or 2018.
I think it was 18 because I only streamed one. I was playing with my buddy Chris at the time, and we the thing is, the game has a very advanced and almost borderline scarily good, accurate, like, character creation. So you can actually import like textures via the game's image upload, and if people have actually imported, actual face photos, or like they textured someone's actual face photo, and then on a computer on Photoshop they added like the face mapping you would see like in normal texturings for people's faces, and that's how they make like these almost super photorealistic, like, wrestlers of other promotions, funny celebrities and stuff like that, or that's how people upload the textures for the anime characters. And some of the bullshit in that game is insane. I just watch it.
Yeah, I'll try and link it in the description below, but I think I remember one part where I think Chris got out God Yoshi, and he glows in the dark. Also, the superhero capes go through.
Yeah, they clip through.
Must be.
It's some funny shit.
Yeah, but anyways. Also, I remember Bernie Sanders being shirtless at
Oh
one
my
point.
god.
Yeah, that's my
God.
creation. I actually face scanned of Bernie Sanders, and I made him like. Well, you know how like Bernie Sanders is like an old withered man, right?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
He has his old withered man physique, but he's fucking jacked. Like, he's fucking jacked. This man looks like he can punch a boulder with his bare pinkies.
Who does he think he is? Chris Redfield?
Yeah, pretty much. And it's funny just seeing this. It's funny in his entrance. He comes out like, like in president attire. He's ready to give out a big speech. And as soon as he fucking, like, the bell rings, he's shirtless. He looks like fucking Senator Armstrong from Metal Gear Rising, and he's about to fucking suplex Trump to the Earth's atmosphere. It's great.
I just suplex Donald Trump. I'm sorry, Donald Troy.
Oh man, it's just I miss playing those games. I should boot up 2K19 sometime and just
Honestly,
bask at all the stupid shit.
Honestly, just hearing that stuff, I'm not much of a wrestling guy myself, but it kind of makes me want to play it for me.
No, it's fun. And it's even funny too, because some of the wrestlers in real life, like some pretty big weebs. So sometimes you'll see cosplays of like the wrestler who likes said character in the anime character cosplay. It's funny.
I see.
It's really funny.
So this is the part where we start BSing around, because I'm pretty sure we still have enough time to chat and stuff before we go to the Earth closing thoughts and other special announcements. So,
Right.
let's talk about stuff that we considered underrated or just overlooked in general. Like, for me, at least, Dust and Elysian Tale is one of them. It's actually a really great indie game. I'm not really good at explaining. Like, you go on.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I've heard good things about that game.
It's basically this action adventure game. and the 2D art style is absolutely beautiful and very responsive. And I also really like the characters. I mean, at first glance, you might think that they're just anthropomorphic furries, and to an extent, you may be right, but they're actually really compelling. It's actually really deep, and yeah. Also, the voice acting is amazing. But then again,
yeah, I mean, it has some. I mean, I think I heard there's actually like some decent talent.
Yeah, Lucian Dodge plays the main character, Dust.
So yeah, that's that's a good talent, right there.
And I think Kira Buckland was a supporting character, like a minor character. I don't remember, but also Kinlan Tran voiced a Fidget, and the Blade of Aura, basically this talking sword thing. He's voiced by Edward Bosco.
Huh, nice.
And I think Justin Briner and Amberly Connors is in the game. I gotta check the behind the voice actors to see if I'm right. Just give me a second, y'all. But yeah, fun game. If you have a Switch or PS4 or I don't know, any console, play this game. It's amazing. And there we go. We have Michael Johnson as a Reed. Erica Mendez as a Corbin. And it's good stuff. Also, Xander Mobus is the merchant.
Nice Joker himself.
Yes, I think that was his first role. I think that was Xander's first role. I might be wrong on that one, but yeah.
Nice.
Oh, just saying. Shout outs to Devin Mack, an amazing voice director. Because he directed this wonderful cast. And yeah, he's amazing. Also Edwin Twang. He is in it. Yeah, Edwin Twang's in it, so yeah, good stuff. Also, Sean Chiplock is Sanjin. Anyways. Alright. Also another one is Rez. It's not really a rhythm game, if you put it that way, but oh my goodness. Y'all better keep it down. I'll give you candy cane. Okay, thanks. Basically, it's about this hacker trying to journey into a malfunctioning AI system to awaken this AI named Eden? Yeah. And it's really beautiful, but if you have sensitive eyes, there's no seizure stuff, but there are some flashing lights, like Porygon levels of that, but still, if you're sensitive, I don't recommend the game, but it's still an amazing game, nonetheless. If you can, yeah, and the music's great. So there's that. Anyways, any other stuff you like to share, like underrated stuff in general?
Well, at least for me, even I can sort of say some of my favorite games are the sort of ones that get overlooked. But one game which at least I would actually like to actually thought about just now, at least to point out, is actually this one game called Lost Dimension.
What's it about?
Basically, it's basically like there's this guy named The End. There's this guy named The End who basically like spawns like this giant tower and basically says, if I recall it correctly anyway, that in 14 days he would destroy the world. world. So at least in response to this threat, the world governments sent a team called Sealed to it in order to the tower in order to basically stop the end. And though there's though particularly like all the members in there have gifts. Have actually like gifts, basically like put their own special abilities which they have, and the idea is that and just like you're supposed to basically go up all the way through this tower in order to reach the end, but there's actually a plot twist to it. Particularly, there's actually a traitor in your group.
Ooh.
A group in it, so at least actually decent part. So at least basically like at least like gameplay wise, particularly, it's sort of I know like the best way to describe it is almost like they've said it's like a combination between something like Danganronpa and Valkyria Chronicles. Like the main game.
The funny part about Lost Dimension 2? Every
what?
playthrough is a different traitor.
Yeah, it's all randomized in that regard. Or though there's a couple of systems basically in order to try to help you figure out who it is. But then it's basically so it's basically like the main gameplay part is actually like plays like a strategy RPG. Like a lot of times it's basically just like go around and defeat all the enemies and all that. Like you take like I think it's like 6 people into battle with you or 5. I don't fully remember now. It's been a while since I played the game. But it's basically like you go around sort of strategy style, almost like something like Valkyria Chronicles, like I mentioned, and basically beat all the enemies. But then the actually interesting part is actually when you actually have to advance up to the floor, you're actually required in order to sacrifice somebody. Which the idea being that you want to try to get rid of the traitor in your group. The traitor in your group. So at least like using your stuff, you can actually try to actually get people to go against who you believe the traitor to be, and ultimately whoever gets voted the most is actually erased. It's basically they're dead.
Ooh.
And they're dead. Like you actually lose them. Though at least they have some other mechanics to it. Like they actually leave behind this object known as materia, no relationship to Final Fantasy VII. 7, which you can actually equip onto your other characters, which can allow them access to that character's previous abilities. Plus, some of them even unlock special abilities if they're equipped with the right materia. Materia, but honestly, it was actually a pretty cool gameplay wise. So yeah, honestly, I would very much recommend it. At least it's something to check out.
And Chaotic, is there any underrated and overlooked games or etc. that you would recommend?
Freedom Wars.
Oh yes, Freedom Wars is a good one.
What's that? I've heard of it, but what's
Basically, it's co-developed by Sony Japan Studio with help of Shift, makers of God Eater, and Dimps. They're more commonly known now for SAO Fatal Bullet, and it combines hack and slash first person, like not first person, but third person shooter mechanics to the overall kind of gameplay style how a God Eater game plays.
Or Monster Hunter even.
Or Monster Hunter, and it takes place in the very far distant future. We're talking about like tens of thousands of years old, almost like near Automata timeline shit. And a catastrophe, kind of like God Eater, a catastrophe hit the world in the year 2013, and it devastated everything. And then humanity had to resort to literally nothing. And then eventually, major cities across the globe form these things called the Panopticons. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yes, you are.
And they house, civilians. And then the thing is, I forgot how the context is, but instead of the God Eaters, they're called the Sinners.
I can help out with that. Me being familiar with that. that
'Cause it's been a while.
basically like the idea is, particularly in that world, is that resources are actually supposed to be very limited amongst people.
Mhm.
Like I remember in the beginning of the game, they actually described that as just like imagine just like the whole conversation. Like imagine like two people actually fighting for a single piece, having to discuss about like sharing a single piece of bread. What do they do? But then just like, now imagine that it's just like, for example, you have like two cities with 100 people each, and you have like 100 grains of wheat.
Yep.
So how do they deal with it? That's basically like the world of Freedom Wars. Basically, like we're separated into panopticons, which have a whole bunch of cities. Basically, like a whole bunch of city-states, basically in essence, and who are constantly fighting over resources. Which also includes civilians as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, however, inside those cities, you also have people who are actually prisoners, basically, who are actually accused of various crimes and works for theirs ones. In fact, in your character actually, your crime actually is being a waste of resources.
Oh,
Actually, I think your crime is being born.
Well, yeah, that's the whole. At least how I understood it. The whole idea is basically you're a waste of resources, basically. And you know what's your punishment?
A
million
in
years.
prison.
ooh.
And the way how to decrease this sentence is to take on missions fighting like these weird. They kind of look like machines had sex with the origami. God, that's the best way you can describe them. And because of you, once you fight these machines, they're harvested to power the creation of resources. And you can build facilities as you progress. You have the access to build facilities to produce resources that you can donate to lower your sentence or make new equipment. And at first, you start with jack shit. I think you can only move 5 steps in your cell before your sentence gets added.
Yeah, that's actually the one thing also in the game. Basically, you have to actually earn your rights back.
Yeah, you have to earn your permission to speak. That's fucking insane.
Heck, I even remember, like you said, sort of at the beginning of the game, you're not allowed to take 5 steps in your cell without approval.
Yep.
Like seriously, you get years added to your sentence because of that. Heck, you can't
I think
even
they have
run
another
for.
one too.
There was even other ones, like I remember, like when you get outside, it's like you can't sprint for more than 15 seconds.
Or like you can't stay outside for too long for more than like 10 minutes real time. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, also even I remember another thing, which is actually to note, is like when you're initially accepting your missions, like when you're at the lowest rank, like they even mention it's actually you're not allowed actually visual stimuli while you're on your way to your mission.
Yep.
Like you basically are not allowed to see anything while you're on your way to your mission.
It's a really unique game, and I really recommend it. Too bad it's only on the Vita, so your limitations if you don't have one.
Honestly,
low.
at least as I know, the only downside, at least as I understand what the game is, honestly, cool idea for the setting, but it's almost unfortunately has a lot of wasted potential.
Yeah,
I see. So
And by
it's
it's a really good game.
Also, by the way, to note, those robots with the origami, by the way, they're known as abductors.
abductors.
God, I forgot they gave them such a generic name. No wonder I don't remember their fucking name.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, they kind of do exactly what they say.
They abduct.
Yeah, just particularly like in the game, I know it's like the civilians. Because civilians are resources.
Yeah, exactly. Alright,
But yeah.
I think we're out of stuff to talk about, so let's move on to our closing thoughts. The SomniFiles review bomb is weird.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, geez. Like, I was expecting like, at least like maybe a group of people, but one?
Imagine simping for a character so much that in the game they're quote unquote poorly handled. I don't know the context because spoilers.
Yeah.
I haven't played the game. And you go as far as to review bomb a game as a social experiment and also for your beloved A set. Like, dang, you get help.
It's nuts, really.
But speaking of
Really
simp,
is.
but speaking of simping, ProjektMelody is
Sit on my face.
same. I second that. Wait, what? I'm sorry. And also, Ashen Wolves. So
Yep.
far, tough. Ash is best boy. Yuri is best boy. Constance best girl. Bailiff best boy and girl. Okay, I know we're just skimming through that. Leroy Smith nerfs. This is. He's actually a good character. He's actually a normal Tekken character now instead of, a god. Like, move over, Ogre. We have this old man here.
Right. Yeah, it's again me remembering how much of a beast he was pre-patch.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. And before we end this episode, I do have a special announcement. My @Nanamari_P, right? But starting May 10th of this year, which is the 3rd year anniversary of, @Nanamari_P being created, I will be moving to just a fresh new start. I'll be moving to a new Twitter account, and it's called @MarieP Nanagishi. And I'll put that up on screen so that everybody can see. And another announcement, currently this week, as this episode is going up, on our chattable interview with Sarah Ann Williams, the voice of Chihaya Mifume from Persona 5, will also be up. So, if anybody wants to check it out, then go right ahead. It's going to be a cool time, except, I don't know, we're recording this on Saturday, which is the day before we record with Sarah Ann Williams, so... But, yeah. So, second episode, it's been really fun. And, thanks for coming on. I'm @Nanapari_Cree, or if you want to follow me, @MarieP Nanagishi.
And I'm Shinzo Blue.
And I'm chaotic.
And we're the Eggplant Trio. That sounds like a really dumb Super Sentai ripoff.
Maybe that's our new thing.
Alright. Thanks again for watching. We'll tune in next week, and if not, stay tuned.
Yep, see ya.
Alright.
See ya.
Take care, my fellow eggplants.